Red Bull Racing of this year brought a whole new meaning to the word dominance. It's been a season of broken records and statistics blown out of the park to a whole new level. It's hard to picture their season as a whole, so let's break down the most dominant season in Formula One history. Most people felt 2023 could be more of a fight for Max Verstappen than it was last year, even after he won the season opener in Bahrain. Although victory set the precedent for the rest of the year, the Bahrain curse would have been in the back of people's minds. But how wrong would that curse be? The only challenge that was brought to Red Bull was Aston Martin in the early stages of the year, especially from Fernando Alonso. Thankfully though for Verstappen and teammate Sergio Perez, the Silverstone-based team fell off later in the season. The records broken by Verstappen this season consist of the most consecutive wins, the most wins in a season, which broke his own record from last year, the most points scored in a season, the highest percentage of wins in a season, and more. The last driver to break the consecutive win record was also a Red Bull driver. In 2013, Sebastian Vettel won 9 races back-to-back, only to be beaten 10 years later by Verstappen, who took 10 wins in a row of his own this season. He is currently also on a 7-win streak, so a solid start to 2024 could see that record broken again. The only real negative of Red Bull's season was how far Perez was from Verstappen come the end of the season. Although the Mexican driver did end up second in the championship standings, he only finished on 285 points, which was 290 behind his teammate. This wasn't how the beginning of the season looked though, with Checo taking 2 wins from the first 4 races, in Saudi Arabia and Azerbaijan. Whispers of a title challenge were going through the paddock before they quickly diminished. Monaco was a big talking point for Perez after he crashed in qualifying on the Saturday. He would start the race last and not show the usual street circuit prowess we see from him. The main issue for Checo was not his race pace, but his qualifying struggles on most race weekends. With Verstappen usually taking pole position, the number of places Checo had to make up on a Sunday was always a tough gig. Will we see a closer Red Bull pairing in 2024? If Perez can improve on a Saturday, maybe that might just happen. Although they made Formula One their playing ground in 2023, if it wasn't for that blip in Singapore, it could have been a perfect season for the Milton Keynes team. Set-up issues in round 16 meant Ferrari's Carlos Sainz took the victory, meaning Red Bull won all but one race all season long. As if Verstappen's Singapore experience in 2022 wasn't hard enough to take, Marina Bay seems to hold a grudge against the Dutchman. The race is already one of the toughest tests on the F1 calendar, so qualifying in 11th and 12th was not appreciated by the team come Saturday evening. And as if not winning the race wouldn't have hurt already, finishing in 5th and 8th would have had the team worrying going into Japan the race after. However, team principal Christian Horner said after the Singapore race that their weakness was exposed, but this wouldn't be replicated in the following Grand Prix in Japan, as Verstappen won there in Suzuka, and every single race after that too. For many, 2023 was the year of the rabbit, but for Formula One, it's been the year of the bull, or certainly the lion. Will Max Verstappen replicate Vettel's 4 consecutive Red Bull titles next year? Red Bull's dominance this year has put even Mercedes' turbo-era form to the sword, a time that the German team will be looking to return to with their 2024 challenger. For the other 8 teams, along with Mercedes, there's a confident whisper that Red Bull's wind tunnel penalty will hurt the RB20 and bring the field closer together. However, with the form they're going into next season with, and a certain Adrian Newey still involved, we could see even more dominance. In my opinion, teams like McLaren will have another resurgence towards the top of the points, along with Ferrari and Mercedes. Could Aston Martin also return to their early 2023 form? Even with all of this, I still think the Red Bull machine is well oiled enough to make it another season to remember. What do you think will happen? Will we see someone else on the top step of the podium? Let us know. For now though, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.